about oil? OPEC says it's going to export, it's going to produce more of it. It's going to produce a total of 31.5 million barrels per day. Denton Cinquegrana is with us. He's the chief oil analyst at OPIS, and he joins us on the phone. Right, Denton, what's the chances here of a real plunge? We're at 39 now. What's the chances of 35, say, by next week?
That'll be a little tough to get to. I think the low we've gotten to this year has been 37.75, so that's one level to keep an eye on. That happened back in late August, but 35 is going to be tough. But again, with production as high as it is, I mean, they've been producing 31.5 million barrels a day to begin with, maybe even a little bit more than that. So they've just essentially thrown in the towel on that 30 million barrel a day ceiling. They get down to 35 and change. That's going to be tough. But again, our inventories are building here,
yeah,
even
exactly.
with increased refinery production.
You know what you're talking about here. There is a worldwide glut, isn't there? I mean, it's being stored in tankers all over the place, stored in Cushing, Oklahoma. It's stored everywhere. I don't know how much there is in storage, but it's way more than demand will take care of.
I think for now it is for sure, and we're kind of pushing here in the U.S. about almost 500 million barrels in storage. As far as storage tanks are concerned, I think the U.S. could handle some more, but I think once we hit 500 million barrels a day, which is not out of the question by the end of the year, I think we're going to start seeing people scrambling to see what's the cap and what's the limit we could hit on crude oil storage.
So, Denton, there is a chance that we see a real plunge in oil. I'm not suggesting maybe next week or the week after, but you think we really might be on the verge of a true plunge to much lower than $40 a barrel?
Yeah, I think you can see that kind of final capitulation there, especially in low demand periods, especially if we have some bad winter weather, which is not necessarily forecasted right now, but that could have an impact on demand, particularly if we get some, look at Boston last year with all the snow they had. It kept cars off the road, helped really to drop gasoline demand.
Yeah. Look, I know you're an oil guy, but I'm going to ask you a question about gasoline because everybody's interested in that.
Well, I'm a gasoline guy too, so.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. That's excellent, young man. Do we have a shot at, say, $1.75 as the national average for regular? On our screens, you can't see it, Denton, but it's $2.04 as of today, national average for regular. Do we have a shot at $1.75 at some point in the next couple of months?
I don't necessarily think so. I think we're going to get below $2, and obviously with it being around 204 right now, that's not some great prediction right there. But 175 is asking for quite a bit because really once these markets start to start to turn around and start to get their pre-spring rally going in about February. So we're going to have a pretty sharp drop between now and say middle of February, between now and say President's Day. So I think that's a little bit too much to ask for, but I do think that national average is definitely going to go below $2, and possibly as soon as early next week.
Excellent, yes. Excellent. You can come back anytime you like. So, we think this is a very big story for all the financial markets. A plunge in the price of crude oil worldwide is a very big deal. Denton, you covered it well for us, and we appreciate that. Thank you,
Anytime.
sir.
Glad to help.
Sure thing.